right. Hello and welcome back to another Strong Collectors live stream. Today is going to be a solo show. Jordan is busy with school stuff, so he gets the night off, but we are still going to do a live stream. I'm going to get this pulled up on the other side. All right, so today we're going to be going over everything that I brought into the bus. A lot of folks have asked, like, since we've built the bus, if you're unaware, my wife and I, mostly my wife, converted a shuttle bus into our new home. So we are doing life on the road currently. Um, but that means that most of my collection had to go to storage, but some of it made it into the bus. So we're going to talk about what actually made it into the bus. I've got all my figures right here. Let me know if you are watching how it looks. It's a little fuzzy on my end, but I don't know if that's just me. How do I sound? I got the right mic set up. Let's see. Looks like everything should be good, but how does it look to you all? A little fuzzy. Oh, Jordan in the chat, huh? Take the night off and join the chat. Let me see. See if I can change the latency. Nope, that's going to stay the same. Hopefully we improve. If not, I'll see what I can do. All right, so I was thinking we'll run a goal, same, I think this is the same goal we had last time, of 5 super chats in the hour, and then we'll do a shirt giveaway. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll figure out how we do the giveaway if we reach the giveaway. So I'll start that goal. Also, if you are unaware so far, you can look kind of down by our subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. But next to the subscribe button, I think, somewhere along those lines, is a join button. You can now become a channel member of the Strong Collectors. Various tiers, certified strong, certified stronger. We're going to have, if you've been watching the Strong Collectors for any amount of time, you know that Jordan and I have been talking about the Strong Collectors After Dark. That's going to be kind of what we do for our members only live streams. Those, again, in the comments currently, right now, I've got 15 of you. Let me know if you've watched. I think you should leave because Jordan and I are several times an episode every day quoting this show. So this is kind of based off of the Ghost Tour episode where you can say whatever the hell you want. That's going to be kind of our motto-ish. You know, keep it controlled. Like when we have guests on, we're not just going to let you go off the rails totally, but we're going to have some fun stuff. Hey, just like that, St. James has joined as Certified Strong. Excited to see it, St. James. Welcome to the Members Club. So, yeah, that's some of the fun. I don't know, that's probably the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to. Getting to do those with Jordan. Eventually, we're going to bring some people on too, like channel members can join in and be a part of those Strong Collectors After Darks. We'll also do some members only videos. We just got asked to be presenters at the Nerdies. So Jordan and I did a video of our category that we were asked to present for. Just like with a lot of our stuff, when we're doing our episodes, we can just like boom, roll it out, one take, be done. But when we're asked to do something, then we're always laughing, messing up. It takes us way longer than it needs to. Our clip in the Nerdies is going to be about a minute, but it took us about 30 minutes to get that all together. So if you want to see those kind of bloopers behind the scenes, that's going to be kind of the members only videos. We also did that for the Comic Capsules back when they sponsored us. So we're going to do that as well. If I think I still have that video because it took us forever to get through that. We were just trying to come up with the right joke or say it at the right time, not mess up, not laugh. So all those things you've got to look forward to. I think that's about all the updates. If you haven't watched all of our videos, we just had today we had the Strong Collector Comics video go up. That is I read 600 comics, so you don't have to. So that's me breaking down all the comics that I read last year, giving you like 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever I thought of them. And then before that, we had the Marvel Legends Leaks or Lies, talking about the leaks from Displaying Model Behavior. Oh boy, that got some nerds riled up, but luckily, Strong Collector fans, you knew that was a joke. Some of those folks did not know that, but you know, we're a little more involved in the comment section, I think, now. But anyway, you can go back and check that out. I thought that was a really fun video. I was giggling to myself the whole time. So let me check up on some comments. Looking forward to the McFarlane Marvel line. I just sent Jordan a Facebook post of Diamond Select filing bankruptcy, so some of the commenters were wondering if Todd McFarlane would be interested in buying the Diamond Select brand or whatever, and then I think that would be the perfect way for him to get into making the 7-inch Marvel characters. But other commenters seemed to think that that was a pretty unlikely scenario, that McFarlane would end up getting or like trying to buy. It would probably go to like more of a movie studio or something, but we can always hope. All right, so if you're in here watching this, like the video, and let's get into all the action figures that I have with me in the bus. Have we increased the clarity of the video at all? Yeah, Gnarly Charlie saw some of those comments in the video, and it was clear they didn't actually watch the video. I think that was clear too. I think they saw the bright colors and the pretty faces on the thumbnail, and they just said, "Let me rage." But you know, we'll take it. Comments, it all helps the engagement. It's all good. So I doubt there's any hard feelings from Displaying Model Behavior. If there is, he hasn't let me know about it yet. So, all right, figure time. I've got a mix of, I'd say it's a majority Marvel Legends with quite a few Mythic Legions mixed in here. I don't know if I brought any McFarlanes or not. We'll see as we go through. Hey yo, first super chat of the night. $4.99 from Wanzer Review. Thank you for the super chat. Like that. So now we need 4 more super chats, and then we'll give away a shirt at the end of the show. So, figures. Let's go first up. Probably just going to have to make a stack of them over here as we go through. But first up, we've got Venom. So this is the 85th anniversary Venom. Very cool figure. We like it. You like it. This is the best Venom I think there is. The head sculpt really does it for me. I like the articulation. Could they do a better Venom? Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't need another Venom, but you know me. I'm probably going to get another Venom at some point in the future. We'll stick with another great Marvel legend, and that's Sabretooth. I had to bring Sabretooth in the bus. So my thought process on what I was bringing in the bus was a mix of like how recently had I got them, because you know, I didn't want to open something right before we moved into the bus and then just throw it in storage. I did that with some stuff, but a lot of it I wanted to bring with because I wanted to have that time with the figure. But then I also wanted to think about like figures that I could take out into like the hikes and stuff, because we're going to a lot of national parks, state parks. But I wanted to do some like wilderness type photography with them. So what figures would look good with that? And I thought like Sabretooth is kind of one of those figures that seeing him in the wild would make a lot of sense. But yeah. Moving on, we'll go with some Legion Con pickups. So I've got, if you've seen our bus tour video, I have my knights that I built at the Armory Experience. So there's the red and the green one. So these ones, I don't know if you can get these exact builds. I doubt it on the in-stock sale, but these are the ones that I built at Legion's Con. And then I also did a purple knight, and I did a black knight. He's buried in here somewhere, but there's the purple knight. So my recommendation, if you were trying to decide which colors to build. I would say red and green would be the top two that you want to pick, and then purple, and then black, just because there's other black options for things. Like if you're getting into the pop and swaps and stuff, um, you can find other black armored characters, but you can't find other like greens. They've never done another character that's green like this. I mean, maybe Deltagar would match, but I haven't even seen like pop and swaps with him to see if it does match exactly. A couple more Legion Con pickups. I got the Fury Orc. This was actually a gift by one of our listeners. The same fine gentleman that provided us with the 2 Mythic Legion figures that we did for our giveaway. It was probably a couple weeks ago now. But Babylon Squared gave me this Fury Orc. Super cool armor. I feel like when you see the armor like on the website and everything, it looks kind of more just plain. But there's a lot of like very like metal detail on there, so that's really cool. And then I really like the red figures because I think you can do a lot of popping and swapping with the reds. Another Legion Con pickup. I got Brother Mandibulus. Very cool skeleton. This one I wasn't exactly sure if I was gonna get, but when I saw him in person, kind of another one of those figures that has more details when you see him. I really like the one armored arm and the one kind of more bare arm. He comes with the soft goods to go kind of as a skirt. I mean, you could maybe use that in other ways, but that's how I have it set up. I think that's how it's supposed to be set up, but maybe you could turn that into a cape if you were feeling like it. Another 2-pack from Mythic Legions, or from Legions Con that I got, was the exclusive 2-pack. So I've got the Jagwellian head kind of on the more samurai body, and then this I think is my very first ever dwarf from Mythic Legions. And I'm super happy about him. Like I thought that I would be like, if I was going to pick a favorite, I'd be like, oh, it's definitely this like samurai looking thing because I love this type of armor. And I don't know if it's not my favorite, but this dwarf is way cooler than I was expecting. Like I said, I don't have any other dwarves. I have, I guess, Varg, which is dwarf scale, but he's kind of a little bit more monstrous. But yeah, I really like this bearded head on him. Very cool figure. Let's see. We'll go one more Mythic Legion, and then we'll go back to Marvel Legends. This was a figure I just traded for. I had some extra Ninian infantry figures that are going a little bit hotter right now, and I traded them for this female orc builder. I didn't have any female orcs, and Queen Urza is kind of at the top of my wants list now. So she's a pretty good stand-in, I think. Very similar to Queen Urza, but different enough that when I get Queen Urza, they'll look really cool on the shelf together. So she's been up on the shelf display. Okay. Check back in on the comments again. Is Galactus in here? Galactus did not make the cut. Galactus would have taken up way too much space. Like, I probably would have had to cut at least half the figures if I was going to bring Galactus. It was tempting because, if you have Galactus, you kind of want to have him with you, but he stayed behind. He's in storage. But yeah, he was tempting. Okay, back to more figures. We said we'd do a Marvel Legend. So I've got them all in bags to keep all their accessories straight so that I don't have to pull out a giant bag of accessories. But Wolverine, if you watched our top 10 figures of the year, he made that cut. Now this is my favorite Wolverine that Marvel Legends has ever done. Very excited to see the rest of the Astonishing X-Men team created because that's my favorite X-Men story, so gotta have that team. Then, what is so far my favorite Iron Man figure is the 20th anniversary Iron Man. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to heat these up a little bit. It's kind of cold in the bus, especially on the floor where these guys are stored, but yeah, favorite Iron Man so far. We'll see when I get the Secret Wars Iron Man. It could give this one a run for its money, being pinless and everything. It's got roller skates. That's kind of fun. But I still feel like I like this head. So we'll see. I'll probably get that one at some point if I can find him on the road. I don't know if he's one that I would like order online to get. But it is one that I definitely want to have in my hands at some point at least. Then another figure that I just wanted more time with is, where's his hands are all up in his cape, don't lose those, is Black Panther. So this was on my wish list. I think maybe our very first wish list we ever did. He's getting a little smushed. I'm gonna have to get a hair dryer on him, but that's kind of also the other thing is like these probably I don't think I would recommend you store them this way, but you know, being in the bus, you got to do what you got to do. So I wanted to get some more photography with him, and then just kind of spend a little more time with him because I didn't love him out of the box, but the more time I have him, the more he's growing on me. So figured I'd let him grow on me a little bit more. Another Marvel Legend that I've got. This one also I think made the top list of the year is the cell shaded Daredevil. So this one I think some people were like, yeah, they were like, oh, I don't really want the cell shaded. They were kind of poo-pooing on it. But then as time has gone on, now everybody's trying to find him in the secondary market and the price has gone up. So I'm happy I got him. I think I got him like right away when he came out, or maybe like when there was a sale for other stuff. Then I was like, okay, since I'm going to be buying sale things, I'll go ahead and grab Daredevil at full price. And I thought Hydra Man was pretty cool too. I think I kept Hydra Man in storage though, just because he wasn't as necessary as Daredevil is to me. So, all right, check on the comments. Good evening, everyone. J-Mac. Nice. Yeah, I loved Legion's Con. I think Legion's Con is, not that I've been to a ton of conventions, but Legion's Con is kind of the top dog for me. Like, if I had to choose between going to San Diego Comic-Con or going to Legion's Con, I would choose Legion's Con for sure, like, easily. Just because, again, back to the I think you should leave things. Everything at that convention I would buy. It is my exact style. So, the picture still looks blurry. Is that for everybody or is that just for a few? Because I don't know if there's anything I'm going to be able to do about that. Let me see. Don't know about that. Yeah. I don't think I can change the quality on my end. If I go here, if I turn it to 1080, does that help? Nope, that doesn't help very much. Still a bit blurry. Maybe this is just more of an audio show, but everyone is drunk, Gnarly Charlie says. Well, you know, at least you're having fun. Another 2-pack from Legion's Con. I got the Cosmic Legion set. This one I think is more people's favorites. So you've got kind of this Boba Fett looking Cosmic Legion guy, and then you've got more of the alien, like I imagine Boba Fett guy is hunting the more alien looking guy. But I like his bladed hands. I think those are really cool. For me, I think I like the Boba Fett looking guy a little bit more, but even like comparing Cosmic Legion to Mythic Legion, the Mythic Legion set is my favorite. So I've seen in the Cabal some people are selling, I saw somebody selling each 2-pack for $90 shipped, which is less than I paid to get these because these were $100 plus tax at Legion's Con. So $90 was a really good deal on that. So if you could, I would highly recommend picking those up. I brought a few different flight stands. So these I just made myself. They're just made out of wire bent. I've had some like heat shrink tubing that you can put on top of there, but it always kind of comes off when you're like posing them up. So I usually don't keep the heat shrink tubing on there. I just go with the metal. Maybe it's going to scratch the figures a little bit, but usually I'm just shoving these up their butts anyway. So the paint scuffs on the inside of the thigh is really not going to be that big of a deal. So I just roll with them like that, but super cheap and easy way to make those. I ended up with way more wire left over than I could make, and I probably made at least 20 flight stands. Ray is in the certified strong member tier. Thank you for that, Ray. We appreciate it. Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, we've got a lot of cool things planned for the Strong Collector members. So stay tuned. I think we're gonna have a good time with that. Another Cosmic Legion that I've got. Oleg Thygar. Is that his? Is it Oleg? I can't remember what part of his is his name and which one is like defining which version it is of him. So I've got two versions of him. The other one is buried in there somewhere. We'll get to him, but this one is really cool because of the like fully armored. The other one is a more bare-chested version of him, but I thought they were different enough that I wanted to get both. So, and again, I think the Cosmic Legions are going to look really cool with some of those nature shots, kind of like they're on an alien planet. Then we get into, like I said, I like the red figures. They pop and swap really well. So I brought Belphegor and the red demon. So these are already pop and swapped. Like I think this red demon head is on the normal Belphegor body, and the Belphegor is on the Uit and Praetorian body. So already pop and swapped there, but I can pop and swap them because I brought other red figures. I can just grab them right now. So I've also got a second red demon with kind of the more, I think this is partially Vampire Phalanx and partially the Pelvicus, also with the cape from Gorgo Aetherblade 2. So again, pop and swap options for my red figures, and the demons are my favorites, so I had to bring those with. Also, another red figure to be pop and swapped around with. This one's actually weird. Again, if this is fuzzy, you might not be able to see it. But I've accidentally put his leg upside down, which is weird that you can do that with Mythic Legions. So like his knee is actually supposed to be like attaching to his like crotch area, and vice versa. So this part is upside down. I didn't know that until I posted the pictures in the Cabal and somebody had mentioned that. So, whoops. But I mean, you can tell when you look at it, but if you quick look at it, you can't tell so much. So I like this. But then to go with him, I've got a black Jagwellian to go with the red. So this is using parts from Black Krampus and the Waltor Cosmic version. So these are two of my favorite pop and swaps that I've done, and I plan to do more because I also have, is he handy here? Yeah, this one I think. Yeah. So in addition to those Jagwellians from Mythic Legions, I also just got the original, and that's Balaam. So he's got more of the purple armor, but he's also more just like the plain, like what you would think of like a Jaguar here on Earth, not necessarily in Mythos. But I'd like to do maybe some sort of cosmic mashup with that as well. So if you've got ideas for like color variations there, I would take those. But yeah, he was another new one, kind of like the female orc builder. I was able to trade a Ninian infantry figure for him because he's one of the older ones, so a little bit harder to get, but I was able to do a trade. I'm very happy to have him in the collection. Let me check here. What is Jordan studying, or is he teaching? Jordan is, he's in school right now. He's getting his master's. He's going to be a counselor. Neither one of us have gotten CT toys, but I think Jordan had gotten a Mafex knockoff. I don't know who it was from. I think somebody else, because I think CT Toys is newer, but also maybe it's the same because they just kind of like get told not to stop and then they just make a new company and keep doing it. Either way, Jordan has had a knockoff of Mafex, and that's kind of what got him interested to getting Mafex. So he got a knockoff Spider-Man, and then he got the legit Spider-Man. Have I had a knockoff? I think I had a knockoff SH Figuarts maybe. And that one was just straight trash. At least I think it was a knockoff because it really was not a very good figure. I've never had a legit SH Figuarts, so I don't know for sure, but wasn't a fan of that, so I think I sold that off real quick for like 20 bucks. And then I had a Amazing Yamaguchi Deathstroke, which I'm pretty sure was legit. That was really cool. So I'd be tempted to get more Amazing Yamaguchi just because some of those poses that you could get Deathstroke in was really cool. But again, it's kind of like they're more expensive, and I'd kind of rather just, instead of buying Amazing Yamaguchi, I'd rather just get like 3 Marvel Legends. So I don't know. I maybe go back to them. Mafex, I usually just stick to DCs, and I usually just go with the legit ones. But I have been seeing really good stuff of the CT toys, but I've never had them in. Yeah. And I've heard you get them for like super cheap. Like I've seen people that I think the lowest I've seen is like maybe $12 shipped. They got like a CT Toys Wolverine, so that's nuts. I mean, at that point, it's you might as well just try it out because it's probably not going to be worse than a $12 action figure. Back into the action figures I've got though. I've got Zende. This is like cream of the crop as far as like if we're talking um, like soft goods. This and for being like this is just a standard Mythic Legion, so retail is going to be like $50 or 45. Well, I think this one is sticking at 50, but like the new retail is going to be 45. I think for like standard figures, um, but this is like pretty thick soft goods, very sturdy wire. It's wired up through the hood. Um, Another figure that out of the box I was kind of like, I don't necessarily need him, but like I like the look of him. Maybe I'll pop and swap him. But the colors on him are super cool. Um, and yeah, the more I have him, the more he grows on me. So this is one that I think is a sleeper from the like current offerings for Mythic Legions that are available right now. Another Cosmic Legion I've got, and this is probably is it the figure from like Mythic and Cosmic that I have the most of? But it's the Tusk Science Officer. I think this figure is amazing. This is a builder figure, so which means like they're a little bit like cheaper, so there's not as many paint apps. It's just solid white with the like solid blue chest piece and head, but like when you get this in the light, it like has a bit of a sparkle to it. I think the sculpting on it is amazing, and I think being kind of the more like white sparkly, it you can kind of see with like the natural shadows, where some of the darker figures like the shadows just make it darker or that's already dark. So yeah, if you don't have one of these guys, he would be my he would be my number one figure I recommend picking up from Cosmic Legions. I think he maybe might have been my first Cosmic Legion, and once I got him, I was like, oh yeah, we're all the way in with this. Because like I said, if you got that direct, I think it would have been $27 or something around there. Pretty cheap for a Legion figure. So, highly recommend. Can we get some subtitles? I don't really know how to do that. Yeah, sorry. I can't do subtitles, but maybe the replay will have it from Google. Not really sure. Other figures, since we just did the Tusk Science Officer, I've also got the Tusk Pilot. Again, another, like the paint jobs on these Cosmic Legion figures are pretty wild. Like this is like such a like bright shiny red. It's just like in person is so much better than the pictures, and the pictures are already pretty cool. So yeah, if you want something, like if you want to spend more money, the Pilot's really cool. It's still pretty available everywhere too. And then like the Tusks are my favorite. So, you know, you get your Science Officer for pretty cheap. You get your Pilot for a little bit more standard. Even some of the ones like that 2-pack I showed earlier from Legions Con, you can make that a Tusk build too. So you can really build out that whole Tusk army, and that's my favorite part of it. Got the Graveyard 4-pack from Mythic Legions. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Jordan, I think he had that as his second favorite Legion of all time, but then, you know, his first is, I think, pretty controversial as being a favorite, but yeah, that's an amazing figure. Also picked up Frankenstein. Yeah, that's another figure that Jordan really loves. I didn't get Frankenstein. I usually don't do the literary characters. But speaking of Figura Obscura, I did get the Gods of Ancient Egypt. So I've got, that is a very tight head pop, but got them as well. So I haven't done a lot with them. I just opened these over Christmas time with Jordan, but that's why I wanted to make sure that they stayed in the bus with me, because I think I need a little bit more time with them. But I did leave my accessories, like the all the little jars and all the kind of things that could go with Jordan's NECA mummy. So he's got those. He's holding on to them. Next figure, we'll go with my favorite figure of 2024. Probably not to too many people's surprise in that video, but I really loved... Well, where does head go? Crystar. So some of these I guess I'm storing without their heads so that they don't get mangled while they're in the bags. But Crystar, one of my favorites of all time. I don't know if... I'm pretty sure we just did the top figures, like top Marvel Legends of all time, not too long ago. But we try to do that every year just because, you know, if you ask me day to day, my favorite Marvel Legend would probably change. But, you know, year to year, it's maybe a little more drastic than day to day. Here's the other Oleg Thygar. So again, I've got the other one right here too. So you've got the more bare-chested. This is, I think, when he's in the prison. And then you've got the more armored up space look. So, like I said, they're different enough, but I mean, they're very similar. Like, you still got the orange pants, same kind of like hip pads, just a bare chest, same wrist gauntlet type stuff. But yeah, cool figure. And it's, I don't know, in my mind, this is kind of like the mascot for the Cosmic Legion line. So I was like, I gotta at least have one of him. Just some bags of accessories here. More accessories. I figured if you're going to have your Marvel Legends, you got to have a Captain America. So similar with the Iron Man. I had the 20th Iron Man. I've also got the 20th Captain America. Now, this one is for sure going to be the one I stick with, at least for now, because the Secret Wars one doesn't really do it for me. I don't love the head sculpt on that, and I also would rather my Captain America have an intact shield, which I know there's holes in this shield, but still better shield, I think, than the busted up one. But then I also brought in, I think this is an MCU shield from somebody. So if I don't want to have the holes or the effects, then I could have that too. But I like the effects on that. I think that was still a good idea. Then we'll switch from Marvel Legends. My very first and only Plunderling. I've got Captain Teal. So this is one that I'd been curious about Plunderlings for quite a while, but I'd never gotten any. Big Bad Toy Store had a sale on them. So I was like, all right, I gotta get these to see what they're all about. And I was very pleasantly surprised. Like, these are so fun. I plan on getting some more. But yeah, I feel like these are figures that you just hold in your hand and they just make you happier. So if you don't have any, I would recommend you grab one just to experience it. And then if you don't like it, you can always sell it. But I feel like if you like happiness, you're going to like them. Another good figure from Mythic Legions is Thrace Wraithhaler. She was very close to being my #1 figure of the whole year for Mythic Legions. That's partially because my wife and I are reading the Throne of Glass series. So if you haven't read that, it's a good book if you like reading words. But yeah, another like top-notch soft goods cloak that she comes with. Then brought in some army builders. So I've got, I don't remember how many I have, but several of the hand ninjas, because I figured I need somebody for my Spider-Mans, my Captain Americas, my Daredevils to beat up. So we've got a bunch of hand ninjas in there. To go along with the hand ninjas, I also have Lady Bullseye, which I don't think gets enough credit. I think she's a much cooler character and figure than... I just feel like she's very forgotten about. So give your Lady Bullseye some love. She deserves it. Also, similar to the hand ninjas, I've got the... What is this? Fist? So what are those? What did I say? Hand? Foot? What are these guys? Foot? Hand? These are fist. These are hand ninjas, right? And these are only fist? They did not get very original with that. That's... I don't know why I'm just now realizing that, but that's weird. All right. Those back in the box. Yeah, fist and hand. Foot. Yeah, foot is TMNT. See, that's so confusing. if I ever write a comic book series, I'm gonna make ninjas, and they're gonna be like the finger ninjas or something. I may need a nap. Maybe. I'm actually planning on being up way later because I'm going to go to the gym and record some videos for the fitness channel. So if you're not subscribed on the fitness channel, go to Fit You Coaching and subscribe over there. So lots of fun content to check out for working out. Yeah, a lot of fun jokes you can make with my finger ninjas. I had to bring Iron Fist, or not Iron Fist, Iron Heart. One of my top female figures. I like this design, but if you watch our bingo card list, I'm also hoping for the pink version, which I think maybe will be more possible if the show does relatively well. I'll probably grab that like MCU version because I'm sure they'll do an MCU version of her at some point, so I'll grab that. Yeah, Ironheart's one of my favorite characters, like newer characters. Some more army builders. I've got Hydra Soldier. I've got the Hydra Soldier with the more like skull mask. I've got 2 female Hydra agents in there. Along with the Hydra agents, I've got my Hydra Bob, which just a fun character. I think like I brought him and the Deadpool just so they could get into some crazy shenanigans. I think Deadpool is just a cool figure. I would have brought him anyway, even if I didn't want the crazy shenanigans, but I think him and Hydra Bob are going to be fun for some more of those like silly pictures. So had to bring those. Speaking of silly pictures, I thought, if I'm going to be doing wildlife, in the wild type of photography, I had to bring Peely. I haven't done a lot of photography with him yet. Not nearly as cool of a figure as I was hoping he would be. I got him just like straight out of the box, like out of package from the store. And he looks silly, but I wouldn't really recommend him unless you're really wanting, like if you really like Fortnite or if you like have a good idea for a shot that you want to do with Peely. But otherwise, I'd say it's a pretty meh figure. Check the connection here. Okay. All right. The figure that did make my Mythic Legions figure of the year is Kalazir. So definitely wanted to keep him in the bus with me. More soft goods on him, but he's what is he? Brute scale, so he's a little bit larger than other figures, but you can still pop and swap him with your regular 1.0s. So if you don't have a Kalazir, that's another figure that I really think you should be checking out. Put him on the list of figures to get because his colors are super cool, and then just being slightly bigger is really good too. Ryan, you hate that you missed the Mace workout at Legions Con. My plan, if I can, I got to talk to Jeremy about it, but I would love to get on the like official Legions Con schedule next year to do an actual Mace workout. I think it's probably more likely that I'll be able to do that with the Legions ladies because they were asking like specifically for that next year. So I'll probably at least do a Legions ladies workout like seminar with them, but then I'll also probably do that. I mean, I'll be able to do it with anybody, like kind of one-on-one individually as we go around at the like table because they had us in like kind of the back corner, so we had extra space to move around. But I'd also like to open it up to like everybody else that wants to try it too. So, the chosen one. My packages got delayed. From where? What packages are delayed for you? To go up against my army of Hydra figures, I've got Dum Dum Dugan, Nick Fury, and Sharon Carter. I wasn't necessarily sure about bringing Sharon Carter. She was kind of one that I thought, like, I'll bring her just to get some more time with her. Maybe she's, a little better than I'm giving her credit for. Definitely the weak link out of the 3-pack, though, in my opinion. I definitely got that for Dum Dum and Nick Fury. And I saw some people were saying that they were able to find this, like, maybe Amazon had it on sale for like a day for, I want to say they got it for like as low as maybe 25 bucks, which is crazy. Like, if I would have saw that, I would have definitely got one more of those, because that's a really good 3-pack, and for 25 bucks is an insane good deal. To fill them out, I've got, what do we have in here? I've got the Shield 2-pack. So we got 2 dudes and 3 Shield females, I think. Yeah. And I think I left some of the army behind, just because I figured I don't need to fill up the entire bus with extra army builders. You down for a class for mace for sure? Okay, that's the other thing too, is I got to figure out how I'm going to get my maces, because I think our plan is to do winter next year, like in Southern California, but then I got to get to New Jersey, but also with like 100+ pounds of maces. So I don't really want to fly with that, but I also don't want to ship 100 pounds, but I also don't want to drive all the way across the entire country. So we'll see. What happened here? Are we still up? My YouTube just froze and went out. Hopefully we're still here. If we're not here, let me know. Do I need any arm? I like, if you're asking like to transport the maces across the country, I'll take any ideas you got. Um, hmm, Custom Spider-Man stuff. Oh yeah, weather is definitely a little rough on some packages, but I think that's gonna be clearing up soon. Like, I would think things are gonna be making their way. Another Mythic Legion, Liege of the Elite Elven Guard. This figure I've been telling Jordan he needs to be looking for, because it comes with extra parts, which is super helpful for pop and swapping, which he's starting to get into now. So, if you're new to pop and swapping, I think you should be looking for those figures that come with extra parts, kind of like the Mythic Legion or Legion's Con 2-packs, the Cosmic and the Legions, like Mythic Legion 1. But that Liege is really good too, because it comes with an extra set of like arms and legs, like armored and non-armored parts. Then wanted to keep around my Heroes for Hire 2-pack. Luke Cage and Iron Fist made the cut to come into the bus. That best multi-pack of the year, possibly. I mean, I really like the Shield one, like, just personally, because I really wanted to build the ranks there, and I had like pretty good ranks already, but I didn't have those kind of key members to the Shield army, so that was kind of more important to me last year. But as far as just like objectively best 2-pack, I think I'd probably give it to the Heroes for Hire there. What was my number one figure on my wish list for Mythic Legions was Faustia, but she has now been acquired. That was another one of the pickups that I got from trading the Ninian infantry. So very excited to have her. She's just as cool in person as I would have hoped. I love the black, gold, and red combo. I would like to see some pop and swaps with her, just to see like how people would do it, because I don't have any interest in popping and swapping her. I think she looks amazing. Partially why I wanted her is she comes with one of the biggest maces in Mythic Legions, or at least for, normal sized characters. The ogres and the trolls come with maces too, obviously bigger, but yeah. Is the dragon going to make it into the bus? I don't think the dragon is going to make it into the collection. It'd be very tempting, but I'm guessing it's going to be out of budget, especially right now. Kind of being on the road, we're trying to be on the road as much as possible and like put off like actual jobs as long as we can. So dragon's probably going to be out of the question. And also, I just don't know if I would have the room to dedicate space for that big of a figure. It looks amazing. Like, I loved seeing it at Legion's Con. I love seeing pictures of it. Every time I see pictures of it, I'm like, that looks even better than the last time. Obviously, if, you know, somebody handed me a dragon and said, here, this is yours, I would happily take it. But I don't think it's going to be in the budget to pick up for myself. Let me see if I can pull up the fitness channel for you. But yeah, I am interested. Like I really want to see what happens when they like drop all the information for the dragon, because I want to know how much it's going to cost. Like, are they going to do stretch goals? Like, what all is going to be included with it? Because I think it's going to have like the entire collecting community, like outside of Mythic Legions, outside of Four Horsemen. I think it's going to go well with, you know, you could have your Thor fighting it, Avengers. I mean, I could even see Star Wars collectors being interested in it. Maybe I don't know. I'm not that into Star Wars, but JMac, I'll put the link for my fitness channel in the description. You can kind of go to the playlists to see specific Mace things. I've got workouts for like elf workouts, orc workouts, and those are kind of using the like some are using mace, some are just body weight, some are I'll eventually get more on there. Some will be like dumbbells, different things like that. Yep. Luke Cage's favorite non-X-Men character. I haven't read a lot with Luke Cage. I'd like to read more with him, but he seems like he's kind of like, I really want to go back and reread the Civil War stuff, because I think that's when he kind of really started coming back into like modern comics, I guess. How does my wife feel about my collecting? She's very supportive. Like, if you watch our bus tour video, maybe I'll find you that channel link too. You're just going to subscribe to all my channels tonight. But when we were building the bus, like I said, mostly her building the bus, she really wanted to make sure that I had a space to display my figures. So in that bus tour video, you can kind of see, like, I show you my shelf of figures that I have, but like she specifically built that into the bus for me. Even when we were in the bus and like when Legion's Con, and I went a little crazy at Legion's Con. I got probably too many, but like all of them that I got, I love them. So I don't know how I would choose like to not get some of them. But anyway, I got a little too many, so that, you know, expands the space of figures in the bus. And then she like moved some of her things out of kind of the area where like I keep my tote. This is the tote that I have them in, just kind of a long skinny thing that goes underneath the futon that I'm sitting on now. And then we have some like container baskets that go in front of that. She moved her things out of one of those containers just so that I would have more room for more figures. And then I've got a comic book box under the bed too. So she was like very adamant that I had space for figures, because I was like, oh, I'll just bring like a box that's going to be like this, and I'll maybe bring, you know, at most 10 Mythic Legions and 10 Marvel Legends. But she was like, no, like, you're going to have like the space, like bring like enough to like be able to do photography of different things, do the pop and swaps. She's very supportive of everything. And then before we got in the bus too, you can watch a lot of the videos on our channel of how Jordan and I will buy lots from people that are getting out of collecting and then sell those off individually. So up until we moved into the bus, I was able to only buy figures from money that I got from selling figures. So up until we moved into the bus, after the bus, like now I'm much more in the red. But before that, everything I had acquired for the past however many years was only from collecting. So kind of it was easier to be like, hey, like, I'm buying figures, but this isn't coming like out of our bank account necessarily. It's coming out of like my PayPal from what I've sold already. So that was helpful to kind of start out, be able to have the freedom to get what I wanted to get. Okay, so now we're getting out of Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions, Marvel Legends for just a quick bag. But I've got the 2 Savage Crucible figures that I pre-ordered from the first wave. I couldn't tell you what their names are. Yep, couldn't tell you what the names are. The black one with the white stripes and the brown one with the other, like, what is he? I guess maybe maroon with the brown spots. So these ones I thought were going to be really cool to be able to have in the like wild shots. Take them into the forest on a hike and then get some nice environment shots. I haven't spent a lot of time with them yet, but definitely plan to. And then we've got other Savage Crucible figures on the way. Jordan and I kind of did a joint order for that. So he'll be getting those whenever they come out. And then whenever I see him next, then he'll give them to me. But those are the only two that I have so far. In the next wave, what's in the next wave? I know Jordan got more in the second wave. I think I maybe got 1, 2. I think Jaeger's in that wave, and the other knight, I can't remember what his name is, but he's got the big horns. Those are the 2 I got. I think those are from that wave. And then in the third wave, I think I maybe just got Harbinger of the Abyss, and then Jordan got some of the other fishmen. So that's what we've got to look forward to from them. Speaking of snake men, I did keep one of my Ninian infantry because I do think this is a really cool figure. But when I can trade it for some of the like my most wanted mythic legions, it had to go. So kept one though because I do like it. I think it's gonna look really good with the Reign of the Beast figures when those eventually come out. But that won't be anytime soon. So he's here with me for now. Oh, Savage Crucible is sending out the non-Tohinge feet replacements. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't know what those were because, like I said, Jordan did our joint order. So he said that he had extra feet for me, but I didn't know what feet they were or what was wrong with them. I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to it. But yeah, okay. Non-toe hinged. I'm excited about that because I don't really care that much about toe hinge. Had to have a Spider-Man. So I brought the Spider-Man and his amazing friend Spider-Man. And then I also have a bunch of custom webs. I think these are from Webheads on Instagram. Pretty sure that's who I got these from. But yeah, just kind of the twisted up wire. Much better than what Marvel Legends puts out, but kind of understandable. I wouldn't really expect them to be doing wired Spider-Man webs, but if they did, that would really step up the game. Next, some more hand ninjas. Okay. One Iron Man wasn't enough for me, so I had to bring the modular armor Iron Man. This one mostly just because I like the look of it and I didn't feel like I had enough time to really get to enjoy it before we got into the bus. Like obviously he had been out, but as I was kind of going through figures to put in storage, figures to sell, figures to keep, figures to bring, I was like, oh, you know what? He's cool, and I don't feel like I've given him the attention he deserves. So he made it into the bus. I haven't got him out since I've been in the bus, but you know, eventually when I've got that time, hopefully I can do some photography and stuff with him, get him posed up. Hand Ninja. Here is my Black Knight from the Legion Con Armory build. I went with a lot more of the like heroic builds on everything. I didn't really go with the spikes. To me, those kind of evil looks aren't really as cool. Or like, I like them more for kind of the leaders of the like army. But as far as like these, I imagine are just like the soldiers in the army. I kind of wanted the more like round shoulder pauldrons. And then it also will be able to double as like hero or villain in my mind. But yeah, cool. I probably would have picked the bucket helmet for him if they still had them available, but by the time I got to the armory experience, they were already sold out. So maybe next time. That's just a bag of accessories. We're getting to the end here, folks. Not too many left. Okay, I decided to double bag War Machine. So, one of my favorite Iron Man type characters. Like, I'd probably put the 20th anniversary as the top Iron Man type character, and then War Machine would be second. Then, I'd probably have to think about that for a while. Maybe Ironheart would be next. But you could go back and watch our ranking of every Iron Man figure ever made. That's on the channel twice now because we did an update once they had put out, like, I don't know how many extras there were in that second video, but I think that was like a year and a half, 2 years almost in between them, so should be pretty significantly different. And that one we did live, so got some input from the listeners as we went through. Another Mythic Legion here. Another Brute Scale. Again, I'm storing them, some of them without their heads, so I'll get them put together before he makes his grand appearance. It must be really cold in this bus because these heads are quite tight. Got Tharnog, another Brute Scale Mythic Legion. This one is one that I think is way better than I was expecting. Because when I saw the pictures of him, like all the soft goods just kind of, I feel like, makes him seem like he's drowning in it. But when you get him in person, you don't have to have that like furry scarf on him. And to me, that like elevates the figure a little bit more, just because you can see more of the orc look to him. And I think the head is really cool. I like the head look on as an orc more so than the Shadow Centaur that they've got coming in the Ashes of Agmendor wave. All right. The 20th anniversary is the Iron Man that I like the best. I had the 80th. The 80th was okay to me, but the 20th was way better. And I think that's maybe because like the colors on the 80th looked a little bit more like the what was that? The modular Iron Man. So I liked the like just classic red and yellow versus the red and gold. Another figure that I got during the Mysteries of Mythos, the Shadow Elf Ranger. I think this one, I definitely, like now that I'm holding him here, I would definitely like to get a more like Thrace type of cloak on him or cape, just something wired and thicker. These old ones, not nearly the best. They've definitely come a long way in their soft goods, which is cool to see. So, and we've that video's not out, but stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Strong Collectors. We'll be talking about soft goods with with Marvel Legends. I love the design of that character. Need a figure of it now. Which was that, the Tharnog that you need, or the which one am I on? Yeah, probably Tharnog. Secret Wars Iron Man, like I was saying that earlier, is he's definitely got potential to take over as my top spot as far as Iron Mans go. But as of right now, I'm sticking with the 20th. But like if I find him in person, I'll probably get that Secret Wars one. Oh yeah, the Nosferatu. Yeah, I did look that up, and that's a pretty wild-looking character, but I think pretty fun, and I would like to see more of that in Marvel. Brought Pelvicus. Pelvicus is partially cannibalized. I used his hands on another figure, but yeah, like I said, red figures pop and swap really well, so mainly just brought him for the parts, but cool figure. Like if you can get that Furious 4 2-pack for a good price, I think that's an amazing set. I think that was my number one when I was doing the ranking of each of the Legion, or like of the Mythic Legion factions. I think the Furious 4 2-pack was at the top of that faction. Only a few left to go. We've got Moon Knight. I had to bring Moon Knight because I just like, this is, even though he was like really expensive for a while, I don't remember if I was able to trade for him, or maybe he was in a lot or something. I don't know. I got him again because I had sold mine when it was on the uptick. I didn't even wait until it was at its peak because I think he was going for like 80 something at one point, which is a little nuts to me. But then he's been put out again since then. Dang, this peg is impossible to get into his back. That like almost doesn't even go that low. All right, well, whatever. But yeah, definitely not worth 80, but I got, like I said, him, I think I got him loose or something, again in a lot. And then I also got the retro carded one, and I think I kept the retro one on card maybe. It's essentially the same Moon Knight, but I was gonna try to do a custom Moon Knight, more of the like bright kind of like shining white Moon Knight, with like more of the like metallic looking white paint, and then do some like blood effects like on his hands and stuff. But never got around to finishing that before we got into the bus, so maybe eventually I'll start that one up again, but not super high on the priority list in the bus, so I didn't bring any of my paint or customizing stuff with me. He's not quite all put together, so don't judge him too hard. He looks a lot cooler when he's put together, but Gorgo Aetherblade, one of the top dogs, top ranking in the Legion of Arethyr. Very cool figure. I love, like I said, the black, gold, and red. He's a lot more black armor than Faustia was, but yeah, that's one of the coolest designs, I think, in the Mythic Legions. I did accidentally break his axe, like straight out of the box, because it has like a gem on it, and then just the way it was packaged, I think it kind of like covered that gem, so when I went to pull it out, the gem part didn't come with it, so a little unfortunate there, but maybe that'd be my hot take is it, do I like plastic-free packaging more than I like plastic packaging? Yes, I do. I'm going to say that. I like plastic-free packaging better because, especially with Cosmic Legions, some of those things are like packaged so well that I have to like cut them out of there. But like the guns are like kind of overlapped with the plastic and you can't just like pull it out. Otherwise you're going to like snap it in half. Same with like some Marvel Legends. Hot take, maybe we'll have to redo that hot take episode, but plastic-free packaging doesn't bother me one bit, and I think I prefer it. Last two figures, I'll go ahead and pull both of them out. They're the same figure, but different looks. I brought, what is this, the Prison Guard something or another. Again, just another Tusk build. This one's more blue, but again, it comes with a ton of accessories. So I've got two different looks for him. This one's a little bit more like heavy armored up. This one's a little bit more nimble, ready for action. So, like I said, the Tusk build is my favorite for Cosmic Legions. So I had to grab two of those. I think I maybe got it during like an in-stock sale. Or not in-stock sale, but like when they were doing like I think it was maybe 20% off or 10% off of Cosmic Legions. I think that was last year. But yeah, I had to get an extra one of those. And then, yeah, that's all that's left in here is another hand ninja, and then just some accessory bags. And that is everything I brought with me in the bus. Only other collection-related things would be I've got a few comic books in the comic book box underneath the bed. I've got an Invincible compendium, so it's like the spin-off stories of Invincible. So like there's Adam Eve, Guardians of the Globe, those kind of stories in that compendium. I said Spawn. I think it's the third. Yeah, Spawn third compendium, Invincible compendium. I definitely have to have other sort of comics in there. I can't remember what they are though. I have a Sam and Twitch book. I've got the Toy Photography magazine and Cowboy Ninja Viking comic, and that really is about all the books I brought with. Like I said, I didn't want to bring like my entire collection of comics either, because even it wasn't last year, but I think a couple of years ago now, I was looking at my comic book box collection and I was like, okay, if I've got however many it was, like a dozen or more boxes of comics, I'm only, at the time I was probably 25, 6, I don't know. And I was like, okay, if I'm only this old now, I'm going to live to be this old. I'm going to keep reading comics for the rest of my life. I'm going to bury myself in boxes. So I switched over to the Unlimited app, and I for sure read way more now with the app than I did without it. So that was a really good switch for me. Um, okay. The Gorgo Attila 2-pack is my favorite 2-pack. So many good parts. Both characters look good. Jordan should get that. Hey, I've been telling him. I told him it's like two of the main like characters in the lore, very important to the story. Also, just like flat out cool characters. At the very least, I think he would love Gorgo Aetherblade. Attila, he does really like his Gold Knight, so he could have Attila to go with the Gold Knight. I think they would look really good together. But he's kind of slow to get the. He went crazy. He did get quite a few because he went to Legion's Con, and that's where like the bug really got him when he was building the armory figures. He got quite a few since then, and that hasn't even been that long. That was November, so December, January. Yeah, really not that long, and he's gotten quite a few. So he's trying to pace himself. But I was telling him, I was like, oh, hey, here's a good deal on the 2-pack. You should probably get it. But I'll have to. I'll keep sending it to him. I'll keep gently nudging him. We'll see. What's better? You want Jordan? Jordan hasn't even read Invincible, so don't ask him what's better for reading Invincible compendiums or volumes. I would say neither, and I would go with the Ultimate Collections. That's what I did. I got the volumes for I think the first like 4, and then I switched to Ultimate Collections, and now I have all of them in Ultimate Collections. A few reasons for that. I think you're getting like multiple volumes in one, and I don't know how much the volumes are either, so you could kind of break that down for cost too. Compendiums, I just don't really like holding them. I bought them for Spawn because I don't like. I really want to read Spawn, but I don't love Spawn, so I went with compendiums for Spawn just to like be able to get them more like fast and like just kind of get it out of the way. But I'd rather read volumes. Um, oh, you meant to say Dakota. It's all good. Um, but yeah, I like volumes, but with Invincible, like it's kind of a longer story, so you're gonna have like a comic book box full of volumes. To me, I like the Ultimate Collections because, like I said, hardcover, and there's only 12 of them. I think it is 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know. It's a more manageable number of books, and I think it's going to look better on a shelf. So, like if you wanted to put them on a bookcase, I think the Ultimate Collections are going to look better. You'd be able to see the compendiums more too. But I think with, like I said, it's going to look better. It's going to feel better. It's not so much to hold in your hand at once, and it's going to like last more over time just because of the hardcover. So, and they're not even that crazy expensive. I think when I was buying them, and maybe they've gone up because it's more popular, but maybe they're more produced now. I don't know. But when I was buying them, they were still only like 25-ish bucks a like a hardcover. So I thought that was a pretty good deal, and you could get some of them cheaper for like 17 sometimes when there was a sale. So I'd be I'd be leaning more towards Ultimate Collections because, like I said, easier to hold, easier to read, and I also just like getting from cover to cover quicker too. So like with a compendium, and I've got to read 50 issues before I close it. That's just like almost like a daunting task. So I like the Ultimate Collections where it's like I still had to read quite a bit, but I was able to get through them a little bit quicker. You kind of get that like I don't know, it's like that ADHD like hit of dopamine to finish a book, which I really like. So all that to say, I would recommend Ultimate Collections, probably volumes, and then compendiums because that's the other thing too is like I've been getting the Spawn compendiums, so I think I've got 4 of those now, at least. I think I have 4. But when I got the Invincible compendium, and it's just kind of like the companion compendium, like I said, it's Adam Eve and Guardians of the Globe type of books in that. It feels so much cheaper than the Spawn book. So it's like the pages are like thinner and flimsier. The cover is thinner and flimsier. So I don't know if that's like all of the Invincible compendiums are that way, but the Spawn stuff feels way more like substantial, more like almost premium as a compendium versus the like the one Invincible. Like I said, that's just like the companion Invincible compendium. I don't know if all of the Invincible books are like that or not. So that's another thing to like think about too, because if it's that material that like cheaper, more flimsy paper, I definitely wouldn't want that. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on the compendiums anyway. New to the channel, saw you in an Iowa State shirt in a previous video. You guys from Iowa. Jordan is currently in Iowa. We met in Iowa because when I grew up in Iowa, but we went to 4th grade together, and then I moved to Wisconsin my freshman year of high school. So we parted ways, but then, kind of somewhat stayed in contact through high school and college, and then really got back in contact. When was that? It was like college because I would go stay at his place in Kansas City on my way down to Texas to work there for the summers. So, but yeah, friends since grade, met in Iowa. Jordan's still in Iowa. Now that I built the bus, we're kind of all over the place now. Um, Battle Beast spinoff coming. I don't think what's it called because that sounds cool. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I have the Iowa State sweatshirt. That's not even. I didn't even get that. That was my roommate in college. Um, their brother went to Iowa State, had the sweatshirt, and then kind of was a hand me down to me. Um, nice. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of our class, or well, yeah, I mean, it would have been more so Jordan's classmates from high school went to Iowa State. Um, oh, it's an Invincible Battle Beast spinoff. Oh, like the comic. That's cool. That's interesting. Is that like a prequel type of thing? Because yeah, I think Battle Beast was a really cool character. I thought you were talking about like Battle Beasts, like the action figure. I think there was an action figure line called Battle Beasts. Because I think I've seen people do Mythic Legion customs of those. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested in. And like Invincible is my number one favorite comic of all time. Like being like a like favorite like story start to finish, and it's kind of like because there is a start and finish. You can't really be like, oh yeah, my favorite is Batman because of start to never gonna finish ever. Um, so yeah, the Invincible is my top spot there. Um, all right, I think we're gonna, or well, I am gonna wrap it up here soon. Um, if you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe. I think we're gonna do some more giveaways on the channel sometime soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but we'll get those lined up. Eric is really digging the channel, subscribing now. Hey, thanks for that. Watch more of the replay tomorrow. Have a good night. Hey, thank you. Like I said, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, like Eric, subscribe right now. And if you're really loving the channel, you can always hit that join button, become a member, become certified strong. We're going to have some strong collectors after dark. That's going to be kind of the members only live streams. Battle Beast was cool back in the day. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Invincible is my favorite indie. Yep. Fix this. Nice. Okay. Very cool. All right, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and until next time, stay strong.